Hey everyone, I'm Scott Stokely and we are here in freezing cold Las Vegas. It's the desert, it's supposed to be warm, but it's windy and cold. But I'm going to be showing you a sport you may not have seen before with Dan ONeill and his brother Riley. It's called Frisbee Freestyle. Now before we show you, and before I talk about the accolades that I'm standing next to, I want to give you a quick little history of the sport. So basically, for about 4.5 billion years, when an object moved, it went up and down, and maybe when it hit the ground, it rolled. And for, probably at least 10 or 20 or 50,000 years, humans have been inventing sports that involved taking an object that did this, or did that. That changed about 70 years ago with the invention of the plastic flying disc, because all of a sudden there was this object that would do this, and do this, and do this, and do this. And all of a sudden a whole new world was opened up for sports. And in fact, the first flying disc stamped on the disc literally said, "Invent games." Because this was invented before the sports were. The disc came first. So people invented games. And so in the earliest days of the sport, the 50s, 60s, especially the 70s, there was a sport called Frisbee. Frisbee was the trademark of Whammo, so it might as well have been called disc, but everyone called it Frisbee because Whammo made most of the flying discs. So the sport was called Frisbee. When you went to a Frisbee competition, you played all the different games. Who can throw the farthest? That came before a name called distance. Or who can run and catch on the field and and score points, and then it got called ultimate. And of course, players were seeing how fast they could throw frisbees at their friends, and they called the game guts. But that's where the sport was. You had to play all these different events all the way up until the 70s. You were not a disc golfer or an ultimate player, you were a Frisbee player. Well, of course, as the sport grew, people started to specialize. A lot of people realized they didn't like running. They didn't want to play ultimate, but they liked throwing and trying to achieve goals, so they started playing golf. And then, of course, the guts community was people that liked throwing at their friends. Well, among this group, one of the subsets was the pure artists. Is it fair to say the pure artists? The artists of our sport. And their goal was simply, what is possible with this flying disc and our bodies? And that's where freestyle came from. In the early days, it was, how can we do trick throws? And then that evolved into, well, how can we do trick catches? And then, help me out here, the nail delay was invented by,
Terry Colmar, maybe?
Okay.
Yeah, around mid-70s.
Yeah, 75.
Kind of a debate, West Coast versus East Coast, the history.
Yeah, okay, West Coast, East Coast, it's always that way. But they invented nail delay, which is spinning the disc on your finger, and that's when the world changed in the sport of freestyle, because then you could do things beyond just catching and throwing. Well, the sport evolved over the years, and it is continuing to evolve. And I'm standing next to the two-time world champion, the World Urban Games gold medalist, and of course, your company is called
X-Disc.
X-Disc.
Yeah.
And your website is?
xddisc.com.
xddisc.com. We'll put a link in there. Daniel ONeill, multiple-time world champion. And I didn't want to just say Daniel ONeill and all these things he's done, and his brother Riley, but kind of have to. Aspiring, up and coming, going to be way better than Dan someday. How about that? Yeah. All right, so I'm going to be playing also. They're letting me participate. I will be passively participating. This is not my forte. I haven't played in years, but I'm going to jam with them a little bit. And we're just going to show you, by we I mean them, are going to be showing you guys what Frisbee Freestyle is with some links if you think this is fun, how to play more. So I really hope you all enjoy, because there's more to flying disc sports than just disc golf. And I think your mind's going to be blown. Thanks, guys.
Cool. All right, wait. Where's my phone? Can I? You got the time? All right. keep moving?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that.
One other one, maybe a one disc.
Perfect.
All right, let's leave it.
That's good.
We got good stuff. Good job, guys.
No, we did.
Good session. How was it?
It's perfect. Like, okay, that was so much fun. I haven't done this in like 25 years. That took me back. I'll be doing it a lot more. Riley and Dan, thank you. We're gonna be doing some more videos this week. We're gonna do some more tutorial videos. That was just kind of exposure to what this is. We're gonna let Dan show you how to get started, and we'll include some links as well. Please be sure to subscribe, and if you like this stuff, put it up on your social media. Thanks, guys.